Let me now get you the good news story. The world may be turning a corner when it comes to the fight against novel coronavirus, also called the Wuhan virus by many. A 90-year-old woman in the United Kingdom became the first person in the world to get a COVID-19 jab when it was officially rolled out by the British NHS. Margaret Keenan was very happy to get that jab. Of course, it's now being said it's a duty to get the jab to save lives, the jab of life.
History in the making. 90-year-old Margaret Keenan became the first person to receive the shot of Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine at her local hospital in Coventry, Central England on Tuesday.
I'm feeling very emotional today. It is really quite remarkable. We, less than a year ago, were treating the first patient with COVID, and we are now able to give a vaccine. The team has been incredible.
It's the beginning of the end of this pandemic. We're not there yet. It's so important that people keep doing the things we know we need to do, following the rules and the basics to make sure we keep this under control.
Okay. Relax your arm. Relax.
The second person to receive the vaccine was William Shakespeare, an 81-year-old namesake of the bard from his home county of Warwickshire.
Groundbreaking, I think. It could make a difference to our lives from now on, couldn't it? The start of changing our lives and our lifestyle.
While the vaccine is underway, many in Britain are still sceptical.
There's quite a lot of concern about people saying it's been rushed through very quickly, but I think it's something like 87% of clinical trials will fail because they haven't got the correct patient recruitment, the lack of patients. But obviously when you've got a pandemic and quite a lot of people in the world has caught the virus, then there's no lack of patients. And if it's government-funded scheme, infinite amount of money to pile into the clinical trial, I think I'll take it. You know, there's a lot of stigma around people.
I think it's a good thing, especially for people like older people. I'm not sure how we'll do it yet, to be honest, because we don't have enough time to just think about like the effects and everything.
Finally, the fight with Corona has started, and we can see a light at the end of the tunnel. But there is a question mark here, and that is the anti-vaccine lobby, which is quite strong in the UK. And as soon as the Pfizer vaccine news came through, they were at work in the social media, especially targeting Bill Gates and many others because of conspiracy theories, or maybe just saying that hinges with their civil rights. Whatever be the reason, they are quite strong, and thus this dampens the hopes raised by the vaccine, which is why many politicians, including Prime Minister Boris Johnson, have been appealing to the people to take this vaccine. Lavina Tandon for India Today from Croydon University Hospital, Surrey.
And joining me on India First from the United Kingdom is Dr. Rakesh Singh. He's a senior partner at the All Saints Surgery in the United Kingdom. Also with me is Dr. Harsh Mahajan, founder of Mahajan Imaging. But before I come to our guests, let's quickly also tell you that an Indian origin man, 87-year-old Harish Shukla, became the first Indian origin man in the United Kingdom to get this injection. He, of course, says he's not nervous. It's his responsibility to not only get a shot, but also encourage others to get it.
We are very excited about it, and when we heard that we got the vaccine now, and we felt that actually the crisis is going to come to an end. And when we heard, that it's going to start on Tuesday here, and when I received the telephone call, I was very excited. I got the opportunity of joining in and taking part in that. I feel, that it's good, that I got the opportunity of doing that. And so I'm not nervous or anything like that. I'm looking forward to it.
And joining me on the broadcast is Dr. Rakesh Singh. Dr. Singh, how is this being rolled out in the United Kingdom? Will you also be administering these injections, and when, sir?
Yeah, we have started the vaccination, but first phase was yesterday, and it was done in the hospital in case there's serious reaction like anaphylactic shocks. But fortunately, after talking to lots of my patients, they are all very healthy and happy, and they are really grateful they had the chance to get. We will be actively starting our vaccination. My contract is to vaccinate 200,000 population in Burton Town, and we will be actively, all the doctors are working on war footing, like a war scenario. Multiple doctors will be standing, nurses will be preparing the jabs, and we will be injecting, and there will be a area where they can stand for some time. Before it was 15 minutes wait, but now they have taken that out. After watching yesterday, there's no need to wait, but they are not allowed to drive back home. So it's very safe vaccine.
Oh,
and
so what
we will
happens
be-
once a person gets vaccinated? The
They
person
don't
is
need
supposed
to
to
wait.
stay at a hospital for some time to see for side effects?
No, none at all. It was till yesterday, but when we vaccinated all our patients in a hospital, in bigger hospital yesterday, we found no problem. And last night the guideline changed that we have seen not a single reaction to any patient. So patient can go home, but we recommend they don't drive back home because most of us in UK, we don't have the luxury of drivers, so we all have to drive.
Yes. Fair enough. Will the entire population need to get this jab of life, as they say, or will a certain number of people need to get it? And how long will they stay immunized once they get these two shots?
Can you repeat your question, Gaurav?
How long will a person be safe? How long will a person have immunity from COVID-19
Okay,
once
yes.
they've taken this shot?
You need two vaccines, one today and one after 3 weeks, and then the patient is, according to the study, are safe for 1 year. At the end of 1 year, they will need a booster dose. That is the study soon, but it might change. It might be longer, might be shorter, but we are aiming to use a booster after 1 year. After 12 days of vaccination, patients
Interesting.
will
So
start
in a way, it's
developing
also
immunity.
learning as you go.
Yes, we have to learn about the vaccine.
Yes, but there is a lot
But
of
one
resistance.
thing-
Lavina Tandon, my colleague. Yes, Lavina Tandon joins us from the United Kingdom. Lavina, is there a lot of resistance to the vaccine, or is there enthusiasm? You've been speaking to a cross-section of people.
Yes, Gaurav, they are both actually. There is more agreement to taking the vaccine than not taking it, but we cannot defy and deny the people who are there in very strong, with very strong opinion not to take the vaccine. The anti-vaccine lobby is there, and it's not mandatory for people to take this vaccine. So this is up to them as well. There is various reasons why people don't want to take it. Some feel that they will just get over it, and some feel it's a conspiracy theory. The moment this went viral, Bill Gates was targeted hugely, but also a lot of people, Gaurav, are waiting for this Oxford Jenner vaccine for some reason. They feel that it is safer, it's easier to administer. Though Pfizer can, despite being in -70, it can stay in refrigerator for 5 days, and people are okay to go back after resting in the hospital for 15 minutes. So despite all of that, there is a strong section of people who feel they want to take the Oxford Jenner vaccine.
Lavina, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Dr. Harsh Mahajan also joins me on the broadcast. Dr. Mahajan, in your appreciation, are these fears unfounded? 10 years usually is the time that's taken to develop a vaccine and then clear it for humans. This has been done in under 10 months. Is it safe? Is there merit in the criticism that there's a vaccine lobby that's pushing it, shoving it down people's throats?
I don't think that's correct, that someone is shoving it down. Most people are waiting very expectantly and hope to get the vaccine. So I think most of these fears are unfounded, even though from 10 years or 5 years, the duration has been shrunk to 10 months. You must remember, Gaurav, that all the necessary precautions have been taken. It is not that just because the time has been shortened, they aren't looking for the side effects, especially the serious side effects, the anaphylactic reactions, which occur very fast. Of course, as we go along and as more and more of people from thousands to millions get vaccinated, we will see more of what the side effects can be. But this is an absolutely safe vaccine. Once it's been given, cleared by the authorities of a country, they have done their homework. And so I would be one of those who would want to get it as quickly as it gets available. I think these fears are unfounded.
Gaurav, can I join here?
You say fears are unfounded. There is... Kindly, go ahead, Dr. Singh.
Yeah, I've been involved in the AstraZeneca trial in UK, and every day there was follow-up being done and the safety was taken. Before, what used to happen, after the research was done, it will be sent to a lobby to look at the trial and do this one. But this time, because so much money being put all over the world, every day the whole study was researched and looked at the safety of the patient. So we have bought the time 10 years to 10 months, but there was no compromise on the safety of the vaccine.
Okay.
And the side effects.
Okay, Dr. Mahajan first, and then Dr. Singh. This question is for both of you. Dr. Mahajan first. If somebody is already tested positive and then recovered, tested negative after, let's say, 10 days, 14 days, 21 days, does that individual also need to get a vaccine, sir? Dr. Mahajan.
Well, currently, as our understanding goes, these people will also be vaccinated. Now, whether they come in the same line as those who've not been infected or they come later in the line, those are for countries to determine. But it is thought that those who've been infected will in no way, there would be any detrimental effect if they were to get the vaccine. The vaccine may act as a booster and improve your immunity, but probably the initial doses, because there is a limited amount that will be available per year, should be given to those who have not been infected and who are in the category of high risk.
Fair enough. Dr. Singh, is that also your appreciation? Those who've tested positive will be way down in the priority list to get the jab?
Yeah, they can have jab whenever they want. There's no delay in offering them vaccine. They can have the jab within a week, within 2 weeks. But as Harsh is saying, they don't need to jump to have the vaccine because they have built up some immunity, some level of antibody, but we don't know when that antibody level will go down. So we strongly recommend they should also have the jab maybe a week or 2 weeks after they have recovered, when they have regained their strength, they should go for it. But there's no danger to them having vaccination.
Currently, Gaurav, if I may come in.
Okay, and a booster shot, Dr. Mahajan, will be required? Yes, sir. And will a booster shot be required every year, even in India?
Yes.
Currently, our knowledge is that those who've been infected, the immunity does stay for 6 months, though there have been some people who've had reinfection, but that's a minuscule minority. Now, as time passes, actually the time has been so short that we haven't been able to study very well. As time passes, we'll know whether this immunity is lasting longer than 6 months. Some say that it may also be lifelong, because immunity is not just dependent on the antibodies, but also on the memory T and B cells, which have actually lifelong immunity. So these are things we will come to know as time unfolds. But definitely, those who've been infected, there's no harm in their getting it. But as the supply is limited, they should come later in the chain.
Fair enough.
Now, whether we will need another jab a year down the line or 6 months down the line, again, we don't know, because the time since these trials started till now is very, very limited, and only time will tell whether a jab is required, how soon and how often.
Okay. Dr. Singh, it's being said that the price of the vaccine in some cases, maybe $74. In some other instances, it may be as low as $20, depending on a number of factors. Does that also impact the quality of the vaccine?
In UK, the price is around £39 for Pfizer vaccine and 30 for Moderna. And Oxford is going to be around £3 to £4. So, but I don't know the pricing in other parts.
Okay.
I know the pricing, what you said is right in America, but I'm not aware of Europe or rest of the world.
Yes.
Gaurav,
Okay, but
if I
that,
may come
Dr.
in.
Mahajan, does not impact the quality of the vaccine. Yes, sir.
In no way does it impact the quality of the vaccine. Actually, the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, Oxford has taken a decision that they are not going to make money out of it. And so even in India, we believe it's going to get sold for 250 rupees, which is about $3.5 US. Pfizer is probably the most expensive and may not be well suited for India because it needs to be stored and transported at minus 70 degrees Celsius. Yes. Moderna is less expensive than Pfizer as things stand. Of course, all these numbers depend on how a government has negotiated a deal. And I'm sure the prices that exist now and what will exist a year down the line are going to be very, very different. But the price is not in any way reflective of the quality of a vaccine, because all these three vaccines are 90% plus as far as their efficacy goes. Of course, there's some controversy about the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine because of the half dose, first half dose and the full dose.
Gaurav, yes. I totally agree with
doctors. As always, it's such a pleasure to learn so much. Okay, I've run out of time on this debate, but it would be great to have both of you back in the days and weeks to come, and we will do that. Dr. Harsh Mahajan and Dr. Rakesh Singh from United Kingdom, many thanks for joining me here on India First. Have we then turned the corner? Are we looking at better days ahead? We'll be tracking that story very closely, but that is all I have time for on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching.